Friends, have you heard of that very, very absent-minded professor of philosophy who, though he was brilliant, he was the laughingstock quietly? Not only did his socks not match and the tie garish, but there were times when he even came to school with two shoes, left and right, from two different pairs. Now, the dean really liked him. So he calls him over and he says, "Bob, you have such a wonderful mind. You gotta come together. You can't come like this." He said, "What should I do?" I'll tell you the truth. The hardest time for me of the day is the morning. I can't remember. I can't find my glasses. I don't know what I did with my keys. It takes me a while to find my wallet. I prepare stuff to wear the following day, and I don't know where I put it. She says, "Look, Bob, why don't you write everything down? Literally, an hour before going to bed, just write it down. And in the morning, you'll read." He said, "That's actually a good idea." Well, the next day, he comes not only dressed nicely, but he had a different problem. He came very late. So the dean calls him over and he says, "Bob, I got to compliment you and reprimand you at the same time. You're looking like a mensch, but you came late." He said, "It's not my fault, it's your fault." I said, "My fault? What are you talking about?" He said, "I followed your list. Can I see it?" And he looks, it's a very detailed list. Wallet on my desk. The keys next to the wallet, everything, even where he put his toothbrush. And at the end of this long list, he put down, "Me in bed." He said, "I woke up and I followed the list. I found where my underwear was. I found the socks. I found the wallet. And I found my keys. But then I was looking at the last one, me in bed. I couldn't find myself. It took a while." Okay, so you might or might not be smiling, but I want to point out that this actually is real, where you could be doing all kinds of activities and still you don't know where you are. Yeah, let's elevate this into more of a philosophical story, okay? Let's make up a name, Zagwi. Zagwi's in bed. And he has an amazing dream. He dreams he was a great caterpillar, turned into a magnificent butterfly. The colors are exquisite. He's flying, he's seeing, he sees other butterflies, he communicates with them. It is so real. It's 3D and better. He wakes up, his eyes are still closed, he's in bed, and he's just savoring the experience. And then he opens up his eyes, and he finds himself on Carlisle Street, and he thinks to himself, "I'm Zagwi, and I just had a dream that I was a butterfly. Or maybe I'm a butterfly and I just woke up thinking I'm Zagwi, and that's the dream." Can you think of an objective way to resolve that dilemma? How do you differentiate between the dream and the waking state? I think it's a dilemma. I think people are suffering from that dilemma. But we Jews have the solution, like we have the solution for many. And that is, we open up the Torah. The Torah is the word of God. God is true, so his words recorded are true as well. And it says very clearly, God created a heaven and an earth. He created dry land and water. He created animal life, he created birds, he created humans. He created humans, he separated humans into two genders, male and female. So What you have to do is look at your parents. If they're caterpillars, then you're probably a butterfly. If they are humans like you, and they remember their parents as human as you, then you resolve this question. And this is an important concept. Too many of us believe that we're in a dreamlike existence, so nothing really counts. And we actually do experience this. Sometimes when you're not feeling well, you could spend 24 hours awake in bed, and yet you're not really awake. It's like you can't remember what happened yesterday. Did yesterday actually happen? You can't recall it. And perhaps that same dreamlike experience could be when you're not sick, where you could actually be deliriously happy, or heaven forbid, the opposite, in a deep depression. Where are you alive? Are you dreaming? Where are you? But if you have the Torah, we have a definition. At this and this time of the day, it is day, and you have to say the Shema, put on the tefillin, say your prayer. And you can't do that tefillin at night. And when it comes every seventh day, it's a Shabbat. So no matter how untired you are to rest. You are to cease from constructive labor, and so on and so forth. The Torah actually anchors us into reality. It not only anchors us into reality, but it adds a dimension. It's not that there are two worlds, the sleeping world and the awake world. And let me throw out another two worlds, the spiritual world and the physical world. No, there's life, period. In life, you will experience moments of sleepiness and moments of full wakefulness. In life, you will experience an activity that might be completely physical, might be, in your definition, completely spiritual, and actually your goal is to merge it. So a healthy person knows that there's a time of sleeping and a time of waking. A healthy person knows that there's times of ordinary and then there are sublime times. And an ordinary person knows that what we call physical and spiritual are actually two sides of the same coin. We are. So, I'm talking to you today a little bit a week before the festival of the giving of the Torah. The giving of the Torah that happened over 3,330 years ago, that gets reenacted every single year. And it's beautiful. The expression is God gives the Torah, Matan Torah, but it's really up to accept the Torah. So open up your eyes, wake up, know that there's truth that could be found in a book. There's a truth that could be experienced with action. And when we are ready to receive, God will continue to give, and God's graciousness in giving has no limit. Shalom.